In the late 18th century, the world was powered by sugar. And the engine of that world was a small French colony in the Caribbean, Saint-Domingue. It was called the Pearl of the Antilles, the most profitable colony on Earth, generating more wealth than all of British North America combined. But this paradise for a few was built on a foundation of unimaginable brutality. It was a society where nearly 500,000 human beings were enslaved, their lives measured in harvests. From this crucible of suffering, a revolution would erupt, a revolution that would challenge the very definition of freedom and send shockwaves across the globe. This is the story of the Haitian Revolution, and the man who would become its symbol, Toussaint Louverture. Society in Saint-Domingue was a rigid pyramid of race and class. At the apex were the Grands Blancs, the wealthy white planters and officials. Below them, the Petits Blancs, or poor whites, who often resented the planter elite. Then came the gens de couleur libres, free people of color, some of whom were wealthy landowners themselves, yet all were subject to humiliating legal restrictions. And forming the massive base of this pyramid, outnumbering all others 10 to 1, were the enslaved. Shipped from Africa or born into bondage, their labor fueled the colony's immense wealth, while their own life expectancy was brutally short. This was a society simmering with tension, a powder keg waiting for a spark. That spark came from across the Atlantic. In 1789, the French Revolution erupted with its radical ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity. These ideas reverberated in Saint-Domingue, but were interpreted differently by each social class. The white colonists saw a chance for greater autonomy from France. The free people of color demanded the full rights of citizenship they were promised. And for the enslaved, the whispers of freedom meant something else entirely. As the colonists fought amongst themselves, the enslaved watched and waited. On the night of August 21, 1791, the powder keg exploded. Following a secret voodoo ceremony at Bois Cayman, thousands of enslaved people in the northern province rose up. They moved from plantation to plantation, seeking vengeance for generations of torment. The initial revolt was a whirlwind of destruction, an outpouring of rage. Within weeks, the most prosperous region of the colony was a smoldering ruin. The world's most profitable slave society was at war with itself. From the chaos, a leader emerged. Toussaint, a formerly enslaved man who had been freed before the revolution, was in his late 40s. Unlike other rebel leaders, he was a strategic thinker and a master organizer. He understood that rage alone could not win freedom. He began to shape the rebellion into a disciplined army, instilling military order and a political vision. He was cautious, intelligent, and possessed a genius for strategy. He would soon be known as Toussaint Louverture, the opening. The Haitian Revolution quickly became entangled in the great power politics of the age. The European empires, Spain, Britain, and France, saw the chaos as an opportunity to seize the valuable colony. Toussaint, a brilliant political operator, played them against each other. He initially allied with the Spanish, who supplied his army with weapons to fight the French. But when the French Republic made a radical decision in 1794, abolishing slavery in all its colonies, Toussaint switched his allegiance. He turned on the Spanish and drove them out, joining the French to fight for a republic that had, at least on paper, granted his people their freedom. For the next several years, Toussaint fought a masterful campaign against the British, who had invaded Saint-Domingue hoping to restore slavery. His armies, hardened by years of warfare and immune to the yellow fever that decimated European troops, were unstoppable. By 1798, the British were forced to withdraw in defeat. Toussaint was now the de facto ruler of Saint-Domingue. He began to rebuild the shattered economy, negotiate trade deals, and create a functioning government. He was no longer just a general, he was a statesman. In 1801, Toussaint took a bold and provocative step. He issued a constitution for Saint-Domingue. This document abolished slavery forever and declared Toussaint governor for life. While it did not declare formal independence, it established a self-governing state, a black-led republic in all but name. The constitution was a direct challenge to the authority of France's new ruler, Napoleon Bonaparte. For Napoleon, who dreamed of a restored French empire in the Americas, a powerful, autonomous black state in his most valuable colony, was intolerable. Napoleon's response was swift and massive. In 1802, he dispatched the largest expeditionary force ever sent from France, led by his own brother-in-law, Charles Leclerc. Their secret orders: to disarm the black troops, capture Toussaint, and restore slavery. What followed was a war of extermination. Leclerc's forces initially made gains, but were met with ferocious resistance. Toussaint was eventually tricked into a meeting, arrested, and deported to a frigid prison in the French mountains, where he would die a year later. Napoleon had his prisoner, but he had underestimated the will of the Haitian people. The capture of Toussaint did not end the revolution. It ignited its most brutal phase. Command fell to Toussaint's ruthless lieutenant, Jean-Jacques Dessalines. When news of Napoleon's plan to re-establish slavery spread, the entire population rose up in a final, desperate struggle. At the Battle of Verdières in November 1803, Dessalines' army achieved a stunning victory, shattering the remnants of the French force. On January 1, 1804, Dessalines declared the independent Republic of Haiti. The revolution was won. The birth of Haiti sent a tremor across the slaveholding world. It was a symbol of hope for the enslaved and a terrifying specter for their masters. The revolution had a direct impact on world history. Napoleon, having lost his foothold in the Americas, sold the Louisiana Territory to the United States. But Haiti's victory came at a terrible price. The new nation was diplomatically isolated, and in 1825, France extorted a crippling indemnity from Haiti in exchange for recognition, a debt that would hobble its economy for more than a century. The Haitian Revolution stands as the most successful slave rebellion in human history. It was a triumph of the human spirit against impossible odds, a declaration that the ideals of liberty were truly universal. It was a revolution within revolutions, where the most oppressed people on the planet seized their own freedom. The cost was staggering, and the legacy is complex. But the story of Haiti continues to challenge us, to ask profound questions about freedom, power, and the price of independence.